Hi friends, how are you? I blessings the God you are doing well. So this is Dr. JENA. I am welcoming to all of you to your channel Dr. ABJENACLASSES. So far as me, I am Dr. JENA, faculty member, PG Department of Business Management, फकीरमोहन यूनिवर्सिटी, व्यास बिहार, बालासोर, उड़ीसा. फ्रेंड्स, आज हम डिस्कशन करेंगे द 40 वाइटल MCQs फ्रॉम द स्टैटिस्टिक्स. सो आई हैव प्रिपेयर्ड the 40 MCQs from the business statistics as per the prescribed syllabus of a PGT, matlab postgraduate teacher in the subject of commerce, and very soon you are going to appear the PGT exemption in the subject of commerce. So that's why I am wishing the all the very best. And friends, आज का डिस्कशन बहुत यूजफुल एंड इंटरेस्टिंग होगा, particularly to the not only to the 11th and the 12th standard students, and that is the CBSE and NCRT and CHESE of commerce, but also so this discussion will be बहुत interesting and useful होगा, particular to UG and PG students so far as the commerce, management, PMR, MFC, economics and other related subjects. So that's why आज का डिस्कशन बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग एंड यूजफुल होगा. ऑल्सो आज का डिस्कशन भी बहुत हेल्पफुल होगा टू द एस्पिरेंट, दोज हु आर गोइंग टू अपीयर द UGC नेट JRF एग्जामिनेशन इन द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ कॉमर्स, मैनेजमेंट, इकोनॉमिक्स एंड PMR. ऑल्सो आज का डिस्कशन भी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग एंड यूजफुल होगा दोज हु आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर द लेक्चर्स भी एग्जामिनेशन, मतलब द SSB, OPSC एंड अदर यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल एग्जामिनेशन. फ्रेंड्स, आई एम रिक्वेस्टिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू फ्रॉम बिगनिंग टू टेल एंड आप जरूर देखिए और एकेडमी का मजा लीजिए. एंड फ्रेंड्स, सो आज का जो MCQ है, जो डिस्कशन हम करेंगे, सो विल बी हेल्पफुल इन द ट्रू और फॉल्स और फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स or write 1 or 2 sentences. So that's why this MCQs will be very useful and fruitful hoga. And friends, so in this MCQs we will cover the business statistics as per the prescribed syllabus, that is the data sources, tabulation, sampling, and that is the analysis, interpretation of data, measure of central tendency, measures of dispersion, correlation, regression, hypothesis testing, t-test, f-test, z-test, chi-square test, and important concept and the meaning also we will discuss during our discussion. So kindly stay with me from beginning to till end, आप जरूर देखिए. So बिना और without wasting your valuable time आज का डिस्कशन शुरू हो जाए. क्या बात है फ्रेंड्स, इट्स द पेपर 2 एंड यूनिट 1 एंड जल्दी आपको मिल जाएगा द MCQs फ्रॉम द यूनिट 3 पेपर 2 बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट का एंड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. जल्दी से आपको जल्दी मिल जाएगा. सो काइंडली स्टे विथ मी. सो इट्स द पार्ट 7. सो आवर डिस्कशन ऑन स्टैटिस्टिक्स. सो हमको पता होना चाहिए विद द फादर, और कौन सा है फादर ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स. ए इट्स सर रोनाल्ड ए फिशर, बी इट्स एडम स्मिथ, सी इट्स सर पीटर एफ ड्रकर, डी इट्स यूजेन फामा. फ्रेंड्स, नो डाउट ए ही होगा राइट ऑप्शन. सो सर रोनाल्ड ए फिशर इज नोन एज और रिगार्डेड एज द फादर ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स. एडम स्मिथ is known as the father of economics, and Peter F. Drucker is known as the father of the modern management, and Eugene Fama is the father of the financial management. So friends, I have already posted one video, the fathers of different subjects. Kindly go through the posted video. Definitely आपको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा नॉलेज मिल जाएगा. So second one हम देखेंगे MCQ. Which one is not a measure of central tendency? A it's a mean, B it's median, C it's mode, D it's standard deviation. Friends, so D ही होगा right option. So standard deviation is not a measure of central tendency. So measure of central tendency का मतलब क्या है? The मतलब क्या है? It is a single value which tries to describe a set of data by identifying the central position within that set of data. It's the meaning of measure of central tendency. Next one हम देखेंगे sum of deviation from the dash is always 0. कौन सा होगा? द राइट ऑप्शन ए इट्स मीडियन, बी इट्स मोड, सी इट्स मीन, डी इट्स नॉन ऑफ द एबव. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. The sum of deviation from the mean is always 0. So mean को हम क्या बोलते हैं? एरिथमेटिक मीन और एवरेज मीन. सो नेक्स्ट वन हम देखेंगे which method और कौन सा मेथड इज नॉट a method to find the arithmetic mean. A it's a Carl Pearson's method, B it's a shortcut method, C it's a direct method, D it's a step deviation method. Friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. Sorry, I am suffering the severe cold. So what is the meaning of arithmetic mean? So arithmetic mean को हम mean बोलते हैं. So arithmetic mean is calculated by adding all the numbers in a given data set and then dividing it by total number of items within that set. Then we will get what is the mean value or arithmetic mean. So next one हम देखेंगे the relationship between the mean, median, mode for a moderately skewed distribution is क्या है? A its mode is equal to the median minus 2 mean, B its mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean, C it's that is the mode is equal to what is this 2 median minus 3 mean, D its mode is equal to what is this median minus mean. No doubt friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. The relationship mean, median, mode for a moderately skewed distribution is what? Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. So B is the right option for this MCQ. Next one हम देखेंगे if all the observations are multiplied by 5 within a series, then what would be the result of standard deviation? A, the new standard deviation will be half of the previous standard deviation. B, it's the new standard deviation will be multiplied by 5. C, it's the new standard deviation will be decreased by 5. D, it's the new standard deviation will be increased by 5. Friends, so B होगा right option. If all the observations are multiplied by 5 within a series, then the new standard deviation मतलब ASD will be multiplied by 5. So B is the right option for this MCQ. Next one हम देखेंगे which data is cheaper to collect for the research or to a research. A it's primary data, B it's secondary data, C it's qualitative data, D it's all the above. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. मतलब secondary data is the cheaper है to collect the data for a particular research. So next one हम देखेंगे which one or dash is the data that is collected by researcher from first hand or the first hand or first time or first sources. A it's that is the secondary data, B it's a primary data, C it's both A and B, D it's none of the above. No doubt friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. So friends, we have the doubt that what is the basic difference between the primary data and the secondary data. You will get the short question. What do you mean by primary data or what do you mean by secondary data? Primary data, the data which is collected first hand or first time by the researcher for a research, it's known as a primary data. Secondary data क्या है? The data which is collected by the researcher from the journals or other database, I mean from the other published sources, so that are available as open sources data for a research, it's known as that is the secondary data. I am hopeful that friends now very clear what is the meaning of primary data and what is the meaning of secondary data. So next one हम देखेंगे the variables whose calculation made according to the height, length and weight are categorized or classified as कौन सा टाइप का वेरिएबल्स है. ए इट्स कंटिन्यूस वेरिएबल, बी इट्स मेजरिंग वेरिएबल, सी इट्स दैट इज द फ्लो चार्ट वेरिएबल्स, डी क्या है? डिस्क्रीट वेरिएबल्स. नो डाउट फ्रेंड्स, सो डी इज द राइट ऑप्शन फॉर दिस एमसीक्यू. द वेरिएबल्स व्हिच कैलकुलेशन मेड अकॉर्डिंग टू द हाइट, लेंथ, वेट आर क्लासिफाइड और कैटेगराइज्ड एज ए डिस्क्रीट वेरिएबल्स. सो नेक्स्ट वन देखेंगे व्हाट इज द सैंपल मीन इज ए क्या है, ए इट्स पैरामीटर, बी इट्स वेरिएबल, सी इट्स स्टैटिस्टिक्स, डी इट्स कांस्टेंट फ्रेंड्स. सो सी इज द राइट ऑप्शन फॉर दिस MCQ. ए सैंपल मीन इज ए दैट इज ए स्टैटिस्टिक. व्हाट इज द मतलब क्या है, हम चर्चा करेंगे. सैंपल मीन इज द मीन वैल्यू ऑफ ए सिंगल सैंपल ऑफ डेटा calculated from within a large population of data. It's known as that is the sample mean. Friends, you have to remember. So next one हम देखेंगे, if the values of two variables move in the same direction, then what would be the correlation? A, it's correlation is said to be non-linear. B, its correlation is said to be linear. C, its correlation is said to be negative. D, its correlation is said to be positive. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. If the values of two variables move in the same direction, then the correlation is said to be positive. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So no doubt. So अगला MCQ कौन सा पर है, correlation coefficient. What is this? So correlation coefficient is or can A, it's square of the coefficient of determination. B, it's never be negative. C, it's that is the square root of the coefficient of determination. D, it's none of these. No doubt, friends, C is the right option for this MCQ. Correlation coefficient is the square root of the coefficient of determination. So friends, हमको पता होना चाहिए what is the meaning of correlation coefficient. So it's the statistical measure of strength of the relationship between the relative moments of two variables. It's the meaning of the correlation coefficient. आप देखिए, so two cars, so that is the relative moment, the relationship between. So it's known as that is the correlation coefficient. So next one हम देखेंगे, the sum of a deviation from the what or each dash is always 0. A, its median. B, its mode. C, its mean. D, its none of the above. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, which of the following techniques is an analysis of the relationship between two variables to help providing or provide the prediction of a mechanism. A, its standard error. B, its correlation. C, its regression. D, its none of these. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. मतलब regression techniques is an analysis of the relationship between two variables to provide or to help to provide the prediction mechanism. It's the regression. फ्रेंड्स, व्हाट रिग्रेशन का मतलब क्या है, हम चर्चा करेंगे. सो रिग्रेशन इज ए स्टैटिस्टिकल टेक्निक which related or which relates a dependent variable to one or more independent variable. It's explanatory variables. So regression analysis will measure the relationship between that is the dependent variables and independent variables. So in separate video we will discuss with numericals, that is the regression analysis. So next one हम देखेंगे, which is the other term used for a dependent variables in a regression. कौन सा होगा? A, it's a continuous variable. B, it's a regression. C, it's a regressand. D, it's a that is the independent variable. Right? So it's a C is the right option for this MCQ. So regressand term is used for dependent variables in a regression analysis. Next one हम देखेंगे, what would be the slopes of two regression lines parallel to each other. क्या होगा? A, it's 0. B, it's positive. C, it's same. D, it's negative. No doubt, friends. So C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, the square of standard deviation is क्या होगा और क्या है? A, it's variance. B, it's square deviation. C, it's mean square deviation. D, it's all the above. Friends, so it's A. So variance मतलब that is the difference or the gaps. The square of standard deviation is the square. So friends, standard deviation का मतलब क्या है? So standard deviation is a statistical measure of variance in population or a group. So you will measure that is the difference of the variation between the group or the population. अगला MCQ हम देखेंगे. So mode refers to the value within a series which occurs dash number or how many numbers of times. A it's 0, B it's infinite, C it's maximum, D it's minimum. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे which of the following are the methods under the measure of dispersion. A it's range, B it's standard deviation, C it's mean deviation, D it's all the above. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. Range, standard deviation, mean variations are the methods under the dispersion. Friends, हमको पता होना चाहिए what is the meaning of dispersion. So dispersion it's known as that is the scatter or the spread or the variation measures of the items vary from same central value. So dispersion measures the degree of variation. It's the meaning of measures of dispersion. So next one हम देखेंगे what is the name of the conceptual framework in which the research is carried out. A it's that is the research hypothesis, B it's synopsis of research, C it's research report, D it's research design. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. D. So research design is the conceptual framework in which the research or researcher will carry out. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे testing of hypothesis. What is the condition in which type 1 error occurs? A it's null hypothesis get rejected even it is false. B it's null hypothesis get rejected even it is true. C it's both null hypothesis as well as alternative hypothesis are rejected. D it's none of the above. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. So type 1 error occurs when the null hypothesis get rejected even it is true, and type 2 error if that is the alternative hypothesis is true but it will be accepted. Friends, in a different video we will discuss in detail that is the hypothesis and types of hypothesis, that is the error we will discuss in a separate video. So the F test is a dash. A it's is essential a two-tailed test. B it's essentially a one-tailed test. C can be one-tailed as well as two-tailed depending upon the hypothesis. C it's can never be one-tailed test. Friends, C is the right option for this MCQ. F test can be one-tailed as well as two-tailed depending upon the hypothesis. Friends, what is the meaning? So meaning क्या है F test? So F test is a statistical test which is used to determine whether the two populations having the normal distribution have the same variances or standard deviation. It's the meaning of क्या है F test. So next one हम देखेंगे कौन सा टेक्निक इज जनरली और which technique is generally followed when the population is finite. A it's area sampling technique, B it's purposive sampling technique, C it's systematic sampling technique, D it's the none of the above. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. The systematic sampling technique is generally followed when the population is that is the finite. It I मतलब no. So next one, a dash is a subset of a dash. No doubt, friends, it's the population. It's a population and no doubt. So a sample is a subset of a population. आप देखिए, so it's the population size, it's the sampling size. So sample is a subset of a population. So you will not require all the population. So you will need the limited sample. So now you are clear by showing this, by showing this or by going through this image. So a sample is a subset of a population. So A is the right option for this MCQ. Next one हम देखेंगे which one is the method of collecting data. कौन सा है? ए इट्स सर्वे मेथड, बी इट्स एक्सपेरिमेंटल मेथड, सी इट्स ऑब्जर्वेशन मेथड, डी इट्स ऑल द एबव फ्रेंड्स. सो डी इज द राइट ऑप्शन फॉर दिस एमसीक्यू फॉर द प्राइमरी डाटा कलेक्शन मेथड. Survey method, experimental method, as well as observation methods are used to collect the primary data. So next one हम देखेंगे reliability of sampling data depends upon क्या है? A it's a method of sampling, B it's a size of sampling, C it's a training of enumerators, D it's a all the above friends. So D is the right option for this MCQ. Reliability of sampling data depends upon the method of sampling, size of sampling as well as training of enumerator. So D है right option. So next one हम देखेंगे hypothesis. So hypothesis refers to क्या है? It's a form of a bias in which the subject tries to outguess the experimenter. B it's a tentative statement about the relationship. C it's the conclusion drawn from an experiment. D it's the outcome of an experiment. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. So you have to remember friends. So hypothesis is refers to the tentative statement about the relationship. मतलब so hypothesis what is this? It's the tentative answer to a research question. So next one हम देखेंगे कौन सा है और which one is called the non probability sampling from this. Sorry, it's quota sampling, B it's cluster, C it's that is systematic sampling, and D it's the stratified random sampling friends. So A is the right option for this MCQ. Quota sampling is called the non probability sampling. So next one हम देखेंगे it's based on goodness of fit of distribution is tested by कौन सा टेस्ट में होगा? A it's F test, B it's T test, C it's J test, D it's chi-square test friends. No doubt friends. So D is the right option for this MCQ. Friends, so goodness of fit का मतलब क्या है? Statistical test to determine if the sample data is accurate or that is or somehow skewed. It's known as a goodness of fit. Friends, हमको पता होना चाहिए what is the meaning of chi-square test. What is the meaning of chi-square test? So chi-square test it is a hypothesis testing method in which the observed frequency are compared with the expected frequency for the experimental outcome or to test the hypothesis. It's the meaning of chi-square test. Then next one is for a positive skewed distribution, which of the following inequalities hold? A it's a median greater than mode, B it's the mean more greater than mode, C it's the mean greater than median, D it's the mode greater than mean. So friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. For a positive skewed distribution, that is the mean greater than mode holds the inequality. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So next one is that is the ratio of ratio between a sample variance and within the sample variance follows कौन सा टेक्निक और कौन सा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन? A it's F distribution, B it's chi-square distribution, C it's the Z distribution, D is the T distribution. So friends, so here the right option is that is the F distribution. The ratio of between sample variance and within the sample variance follows what is this? F distribution. Friends, what is the meaning of T test? We'll see that is the T test is a hypothesis testing technique where you or researcher is testing the significance of two or more groups and determining the important differences between these groups. Or T test, so it's the statistical test which is used to compare the means of two groups of data. It's the meaning of that is the T test. So अगला देखेंगे. So next one, so T test which we have already discussed. The student t-test was invented by whom? A. It's R. A. Fisher, B. It's Carl Pearson, C. It's W. S. Gossett, D. It's Adam Smith. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. Student F test was invented by W. S. Gossett. So meaning of T test. So vital. So next one हम देखेंगे a null hypothesis. A null hypothesis is what? A. When there is no difference between the variables, B. It's same as a research hypothesis, C. It's subjective in nature, D. It's when there is a difference between the variable. No doubt, friends. So A is the right option for this MCQ. A null hypothesis is the or when there is no difference between the variables. So it's known as what is this? The null hypothesis. Its opposite, what is this? Alternative hypothesis. In separate video we will discuss in detail. So next one हम देखेंगे कौन सा consider होती है और which of the following is considered as the highest scale in measurement. A. It's nominal, B. It's ordinal, C. It's interval, D. It's that is the ratio. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. मतलब so ratio is considered as the highest scale in measurement purposes. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे. So measure of dispersion is also known as क्या है? A. It's average of first order, B. It's average of second order, C. It's average of third order, D. It's average of fourth order. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. The measure of dispersion is also known as average of second order. Next one हम देखेंगे probability of occurring the type 1 error is known as what is this? So we have already discussed that is the type 1 error क्या है? A. It's level of significance, B. It's the confidence interval, C. It's rejection region, D. It's goodness of a fit text. Friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. Probability of occurring the type 1 error is known as level of significance. So next one हम देखेंगे to use t-test the dependent variable should have the कौन सा डेटा? A. It's nominal or interval data, B. It's that is the interval or ratio data, C. It's ordinal or ratio data, D. It's none of these. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. To use a t-test, the dependent variable should have the interval or the ratio data. So next one MCQ हम देखेंगे the statistical significance or the probability of finding the statistical significance is also known as क्या है? So no doubt, friends. So C will be the right option for this MCQ. Statistical significance or the probability of finding the statistical significance is known as a p value. Friends, p value का मतलब क्या है? A statistical measure used to determine the likelihood that an observed outcome in the result of a chance. So it's the probability value. So p value it's known as that is the probability value. Friends, now very clear what is the meaning of p value. So next one हम देखेंगे which one from this is a type of a t-test? कौन सा है? A. It's one sample t-test, B. It's independent two sample t-test, C. It's paired sample t-test, D. It's all of these. No doubt, friends. So D is the right option for this MCQ. One sample t-test, independent two sample t-test, paired sample t-test are the type of t-test. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे it's based on no doubt. It's the answer will be what is this? The Z test. When the researcher wants to know the statistical deviation of population, then he uses the Z test. So friends, it's the meaning of Z test, that is the statistical test used by researcher to determine whether two population means are different when the variances are known and the sample size is large. It's the meaning of Z test. So friends, so these are all about the top or most expected 40 MCQs from the business statistics for the PGT in the subject of commerce. So I am hopeful that you have enjoyed a lot. I am requesting to all of you, if you have not subscribed my channel, you subscribe it, kindly you share it, kindly you forward it more and more. I am awaiting your valuable comment and suggestion. Kindly give your valuable सजेशन और कमेंट्स आप लोग सो कमेंट सेक्शन में डाल दीजिए एंड once again thanks a lot to all of you.